creature is watching your house. But it may not be the most dangerous thing nearby. Something faster could be hunting it. A parasite might be altering its behavior. Your computer may already contain an intelligence with no body. And another entity can ruin your life through a single moment of eye contact. In the parallel, humanity shares Earth with creatures built around different forms of suffering. The only advantage people have is knowing which one they are facing. The world of the parallel. The setting resembles modern Earth. People live in ordinary homes, use familiar technology, contact emergency services, and record unexplained events on security cameras. Entity encounters occur often enough for authorities to publish classification guides and survival instructions. The unknown has become a managed danger, treated almost like extreme weather or lethal wildlife. Except weather does not watch your family through a window. The story unfolds through recovered recordings, educational tapes, and documented attacks. Each file introduces another species or reveals a connection between creatures already identified. They are not one organized force. Their bodies, motives, and abilities are radically different. The Stalkers. Stalkers are tall, skeletal creatures with dark bodies, pale faces, and fixed smiles. Two variants have been documented. One walks upright, while the other moves on four limbs. A stalker begins by observing. It studies a target, watches their routine, and waits for isolation. Children are preferred prey because they are easier to overpower, although hunger can push one toward an adult. Their speed makes escape across open ground nearly impossible. Bipedal stalkers reportedly reach around 60 to 70 miles per hour, while quadrupedal variants can approach 80. Firearms can kill them, but official guidance implies that repeated shots may be required, meaning you must stop it before it closes the distance. In Meal, a quadrupedal stalker peers over a residential wall, enters the property, and treats the person inside as food. The scene shows how little protection a normal home provides once the creature chooses a target. Stalkers are brutal, but their motive is biological. They kill to feed, making them easier to anticipate than entities that value suffering itself. The virus. The virus has no confirmed biological form. It inhabits electronic devices, alters their systems, and communicates through screens. Its messages show awareness of the person using the infected hardware, suggesting a conscious entity rather than ordinary malicious software. The prescribed response is to erase the stored data and physically destroy the device because a reset may not remove it. The virus is considered non-lethal, yet it can enter a private space without crossing a doorway. It can remain hidden inside connected technology and force a victim to abandon equipment they rely on. The Tormentors. Tormentors resemble larger, more grotesque stalkers, but they belong to a separate species. They stand roughly 10 to 15 feet tall, with thin frames, elongated necks, mask-like faces, and curved horns. Reports place their speed above 100 miles per hour. Their purpose is prolonged physical pain. A tormentor captures a victim, keeps them alive, and extends the assault for as long as possible. Feeding occurs after death, making suffering the objective rather than a consequence of the hunt. They are intelligent enough to communicate, understand fear, and choose methods that intensify it. They know what hurts, and they know when their victim is afraid. Their aggression also reaches other entities. Tormentors have attacked stalkers and fought members of their own species. This places them above ordinary predators in strength, but not beyond manipulation. The entity of influence is a rare parasite that feeds indirectly. Instead of attacking humans, it alters the behavior of creatures within an estimated 5-kilometer area. Nearby entities become more aggressive, creating the pain and suffering the parasite consumes. Its pale, skeletal body may be unsettling, but behavioral control is its real weapon. One entity of influence can turn an entire region into a feeding mechanism, while remaining outside the immediate violence. Stalkers and tormentors reportedly fear it. Both species can become tools, pushed into attacks they may not have initiated on their own. This creates uncertainty around every cluster of incidents. Several creatures might become active by chance, or one hidden parasite may be provoking all of them. The Despair Culler. The Despair Culler selects victims according to a belief. It views existence as beautiful and interprets severe depression or suicidal despair as rejection of that beauty. Its response is to remove the person it judges ungrateful. The creature presents violence as correction. It does not act from hunger or visible pleasure, but from absolute certainty that the victim deserves punishment. The entity associated with beautiful pairs a cheerful surface with hostility toward emotional suffering. That contradiction makes its behavior difficult to predict, because vulnerability itself attracts its attention. It does not offer comfort, it passes judgment. Despair Cullers are extremely rare and reportedly resistant to anguish, giving them an unusual defense against the next entity. Anguish. Anguish attacks through eye contact. Documented specimens are extremely tall and may vary in form, but their eyes trigger the real threat. Once a victim looks directly at one, the encounter moves into the mind. The target is overwhelmed by intrusive imagery, unbearable noise, and self-destructive thoughts. Distance does not end the effect. Most exposed humans eventually die by suicide. The ability also works on other species. A tormentor that made eye contact reportedly screamed, tore at its own face, and died after hours of psychological distress. One police officer survived the initial exposure by shooting the entity immediately. The case confirms that anguish can be killed physically, although the victim must act while already under mental attack. There is no time to understand what is happening, only enough time to react. Because Despair Cullers resist this effect, anguish cannot be placed at the top of a simple ranking. Power depends on which species confronts it. The entity hierarchy. The known relationships form a hostile web. Stalkers hunt humans. Tormentors overpower stalkers. Entities of influence manipulate nearby creatures. Anguish can mentally destroy a tormentor, while the Despair Culler resists the same ability. The virus operates beyond these physical conflicts. No single defense covers every threat. A weapon may stop a body, but cannot solve an infection. Avoiding a predator offers no protection from influence. Identifying anguish may require the glance that activates it. The classification system is not a path to victory. It helps a person choose the response most likely to keep them alive. The parallel depicts a civilization that still functions without controlling its environment. Every new file adds a specialized threat and exposes another weakness in the creatures already known. Humanity survives by studying those differences, not by dominating the ecosystem. The 6 classifications may only represent the entities people have encountered, understood, and lived long enough to record. In this world, knowledge does not make humans powerful. It tells them what is coming.